Welcome back. It is finally time to review some VODs. Let's see here. We have an Ana. A Plat Ana on Eichenwalde. And let's see here if I missed something. Okay, we're gonna look at some Anas right now.
Yeah.
Have another Ana VOD.
Sounds like Seal.
Yeah, I'll turn it on at halftime.
Can't record videos. My computer freaks out if I try both.
That's why I play with Toggle Boys.
So you're playing goats, Ana goats with Widowmaker. No, okay, you're playing double sniper. Double sniper, Ryan, sorry.
We're gonna speed left. We're gonna
This
speed
Ana.
left.
Holy.
A bit early with the speed, maybe.
Stabilize.
Big
Oh,
empty.
okay. Oh, there we go.
I got
Was a good speed,
Holy.
stabilize.
though. Maybe should have waited just 1 second for the purple buff to wear off.
Big ante. Oh.
I got
That's actually unlucky as fuck. Oh, nobody checked the trap. Okay, it was a trap mine to the left, I think.
Holy.
stabilize.
Yeah,
Big ante. Oh.
I got
that made them nades. That's unlucky.
I got trapped.
But that should be a instant call or regroup, so you don't feed too much ult charge. As soon as the widow dies there, should be instantly called out.
oh my god.
Lost fight, move back.
Just hurry up and kill me.
Hypers, can you go Diva here?
Yep.
Okay, Diva's a good call. Probably go a Zarya instead of the Ashe, so you have at least you have dragon, grab dragon, and then you can like nano the Rhine or something for pushes.
Good
We're
point,
gonna try to
plugging
get-
the comms.
Yeah, let's focus on the Ana
Give me
play
less
here.
1, 2, 3, it's good.
Traps.
Unlucky.
Oh.
Always
Alright,
check the
back it up
ground.
again.
Just
Oh no, the main tank's good. We
The
can,
Rhine's dead.
you guys can poke around.
Oh,
a little
and they
bit.
should actually move way further back.
في الامتحان يكرم المرء أو يهان.
We can push this slowly.
the Moira's dead though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you got
We're
two
up right
picks,
now. We're
no?
up.
I'm back.
walk it off.
I'm back right now.
Let's push the Zarya. Push the Zarya here.
وليهم
It's a
قوتك.
good sleep dart
Oh,
attempt.
not again, dude. Heal or heal.
Let's move back here. Would
Moira's
have
dead.
probably needed the Rhine
We can push this slowly.
from
The
far
Moira's
away
dead,
here.
though.
Like just ask the Rhine to stand still and nade him, shoot him twice so he's full HP, and then you can start
Yeah.
doing other things. Then since you naded so early, you're gonna get
We're
it
up
back.
right now. We're up.
So yeah, chuck a nade at the Rhine, tell him to stand still as early as possible, so he can. Since you got 2 picks on their main healer as well, you can definitely push this. So just healing up the Rhine fast is gonna give you a lot of pressure. So let's see here. Okay, you need the Rhine anyway.
Push the Zarya.
Let's see, where do you?
Zarya here.
وليهم
Okay, unlucky. It was a good try. You saw that the Ana wasn't shielded. The flanking McCree.
Feels good. We can still poke around here.
You're going to be okay.
His traps are in
I have
such
sound
weird
barrier.
spots.
Zarya has grab.
Yeah, your
Careful.
positioning is good. You are safe from their spam, almost. Almost, just one step backwards.
And Junkrat falling at the same time.
Damn, McCree had
Got him.
And this is also like a symptom of standing around in the
Zarya has
choke.
grab. We can still.
You could have probably
Oh, not
pushed this
again,
here.
dude. Heal or heal.
Since you actually get a kill on the McCree here, right? No, okay. Don't get a kill on the McCree, but your team calls for a fallback at least. So standing at the choke is pretty risky. Since Since yeah, they have a Junkrat spamming you guys, so just hide inside this room or even further back if you've called for a regroup.
Be okay.
And this is super dangerous. This is just giving them field charge. And your Ryan has to keep up his shield so nobody dies. So you're not gonna have a full shield for the actual
Sorry, I
push.
had Grav. You're good.
Hey Amai, how you doing, Andy? Correct. Fire strike and
Junkrat
nade.
bombed at the same time.
Damn, McCree had
Wait, last one. Got him.
Oh my god. I'm dying to stupid crap.
This is
Okay, so
my
you got 2
mistake.
picks with the
Fine,
Ash
we
and
can push this
the...
Ryan shield dead. Ryan shield dead.
I've seen this. You're going to
Come
live.
back.
nice, good reload.
Please no, dude. I got enough.
And look a little bit higher. It's gonna come from the top. From the top! Oh shit,
missed it by a
no.
fucking pixel, Jesus.
Oh,
Unlucky.
oh, I gotta run away.
Okay, Junkrat is definitely the issue here.
Yeah.
Dude, he's just
I don't even know how to
every
get
time
over
we
to
try
him.
to
I've come
push.
back from worse.
I don't even see the guy.
You're going to be okay.
I'm just dying to him.
Okay, boys. Let's all focus the shield. As soon as the Ryan shield goes down, I'll shatter, okay? Let's all focus the shield here. Let's win the shield war. That's where the money goes.
Take your medicine.
Let's go.
And like a funny comment I saw on the Overwatch Reddit before. Like, it is frowned upon between Junkrat mains to actually see the enemy team.
Boys.
Watch traps, watch the traps in there.
Oh, that's an early sound barrier. Okay. Did he already amp it up?
Let's win the shield war. That's where the money goes.
Take your medicine.
Let's go, boys.
Okay.
Watch the traps in there.
I should probably amp it up first, or amp speed first, to actually get the team in position to do something with the HP.
McCree, help, flanking right.
Okay, now the sound barrier is done, and
Three.
you get grabbed.
Can't see you guys.
Nice nade, nice sleep though, that would have actually hit.
Okay.
Come on, Zarya.
Somehow we're okay.
I shattered three. Killed him.
Nice.
Junkrat.
How did he get so close? Wait.
Watch the traps in there.
McCree, help, flanking right.
Oh yeah, you don't actually need to be this close to the choke
Shield
ever.
war. That's where the money goes.
Like, when the fight actually
Take
starts,
your medicine.
then you can position yourself here. You can position yourself like right here. So you get full view of everything that's going on here. I am good at drawing. Let's see here. Can you turn the corner?
Watch the traps in there.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so if you're standing like right here, you're gonna see everything where you want to fight, and if your team actually pushes up, then you're gonna have to start moving and position yourself in the courtyard here. Or if you're moving left, then you're also gonna need to push up. But as long as your team is fighting here, then you don't need to move away from this position. So getting grabbed here is absolutely a mistake.
McCree, help, flanking
Three.
Can't see you guys. Oh, you got double RP as well.
Smart that you needed the wall
Okay.
and not the
Somehow-
ground.
Somehow we're okay.
You see a lot of Annas that panic and just throw the nade at the ground even though a wall is faster and closer.
I shattered three. Killed him.
Now it's just clean up, nice.
Man, that Junkrat wasted so much.
He's going around. Oh. He's dead.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Let's kill this Ryan. Kill Ryan.
I would probably slip down in here.
I'm with you, bro.
Let's see.
Man, that Junkrat wasted so much.
He's going around. Oh. He's dead.
I'm with you, bro.
Yeah, definitely throw a nade or a sleep dart here. If you hit the Rhine, if it doesn't shield, then he's just instantly dead. And if he does shield, then your Rhine can hit him
Let's kill this Ryan. Kill Ryan.
without actually getting damaged. And you have none already, so you can definitely push here. Okay, nice. Did it.
Get in there.
Someone will kill.
Girl, the Mahol. وليهم أودك.
I built shatter again.
Nice.
Good job,
Good
dude.
job, dude.
Yeah, so this is good position.
Shatter on deck. I'm shattering this.
It's a bit dangerous, but yeah, you don't need to move out. You can still stand in the safety of the little of this cover that you found here. Or you could move up like to the left here. So you have this wall that's over here as cover. That's fine too. But this at the moment
I'm
is
shattering
perfect.
this.
You're in no danger of getting hit by anything.
Good job, Simon.
Yeah, moving up puts you in danger.
We can push this. Is someone left? I think someone's left.
And definitely in card pushing situations like this, the Lucio is always the hero that's supposed to move up. If you actually need to heal, then the Diva is supposed to push the payload. Like if the Reinhardt is low. But Lucio and Rein and the DPS every time always push up. The Lucio is needed because of speed boosts, of course.
Sandman got him.
Bedtime.
Nice.
Wow, that's impressive.
Why is she so strong right now?
Okay, so now you know that the Zarya's fed and they haven't grabbed in quite a while, so try to position yourself for grabs away from the team. And since you've had all of this time after this fight, you've only been standing here on the bridge, where you could have positioned yourself up on the wall. Always take the high ground if you have time to do so. They have no mobility heroes, no flankers. You got nothing to be afraid of if you position yourself on the high ground. Let's see here. I can start. Where is it? Eichenwalde. I'll show you in a sec.
No.
For now.
That's behind.
Coming through castle. Oh, nice. He's just gonna waste it.
I got bomb.
Okay, I got it now. So this is Eichenwalde, street space, place I was talking about. You can either, if you want to set up for a nade, like an early nade, if you tell your team to push up and hold, so you have your Reinhardt here, really close to the door, and well, the Diva or the Lucio or probably the Diva should be moving the payload. Then you can stand like on this high ground and chuck a nade into their like side. So let's see here, you could have something like this. Where are the heroes? Ryan. Yeah, Hanzo. No wait, that's the wrong team. You had a Widow, right? You can stand there. Lucio can be here. Let's see what. No, you have an Ashe. Okay. Ashe could be somewhere here. Maybe you can shoot through there, or just stand close. Doesn't really matter. So here, if you hit an anti-nade here on the side, then that's pretty much a free team fight win. Like the Reinhardt can just start swinging. Hanzo with the Sonic Arrow lets you know exactly when they're gonna go through the choke. And then if it fails, that's fine. Then it just means that you reposition yourself on this bridge. Hanzo can still take this flank, like Ashe can set up like on these high grounds. And then the Ryan can move around with the help of the Lucio to whatever position is needed. And you can stand on this high ground. I really like this high ground if I'm not contested by anything. Gives you vision over literally everything on this streets part of the map. So yeah, always take high ground if you have time to do so between fights. Any place here is okay. And this is just a flank nade. That's possible if you want. But if they're smart and they see that you've pushed up here, then they're gonna go out from this side anyways, so it's not gonna work. You always gotta take advantage of those small little opportunities that you get.
I'm gonna throw a bomb on point.
Get in there.
Oh, nice. Nice move.
Okay, wait, why did you nano here?
That's behind.
Coming
Okay,
through.
you got the tire?
Oh, nice. He's just gonna waste it.
Yeah, the Ash.
I'm gonna throw a bomb
Okay,
on.
nice nade to heal up the Diva, though she immediately threw the bomb. That's unfortunate, I guess.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Oh, nice. Nice move.
I'm
Okay.
on fire.
Zarya's behind us. Let's go get Zarya. One on payload.
You're going to be
Did you say that you were gonna nano, or did you just randomly do it? Let's see.
Got a bomb.
I'm gonna throw a bomb on point.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Oh, nice. Nice move.
I'm on fire.
Zarya's.
Yeah, okay. In a comp like this, like, your nano boost is pretty much only gonna be used to save someone with the 300 heal and the damage reduction. Or it can be used as an initiation tool as well, or like a tool to create more pressure onto their front line if you nano the Rhine. But in that case, you need to tell the Rhine beforehand, and your Lucio needs to know as well to put his song on speed. And they need to be ready for it, so they know that bam, nano boost is coming. We're gonna speed boost in and smack their faces in.
Behind us. Let's go get Zarya. One on payload.
You're going to be okay.
Nice speed boost.
I almost had the boost there. She's still alive.
Okay, so nice step.
Shatter on deck.
You get it for free. It's okay to push up here. Try to hit a sleep dart. Nice. Unlucky.
McCree will have a new ult.
Oh, that's risky. You have a big health pack right behind you here, inside the room. So walking all this way, almost dying to the McCree. You also have a Lucio behind you that
McCree
can
will
heal
have a
you.
new ult.
Healed up.
So this was dangerous.
Zarya's hard charge.
And Lucio's forced to amp it up, or forced, maybe not forced, but wastes the amp only to heal you.
Zarya has ult.
So now you don't have amp for the actual fight, and you are in danger here again. The McCree can actually shoot you. So I would position myself somewhere here. It was okay with the nade. But it's such a small chance that you're actually going to hit a nade from that side, since they're not going to push up far over here. So it's safer to just stay in the background, try to hit maybe a sleep or something onto the Rhine, or wait for the Zarya bubble, because they have Zarya. So if you hit a nade like you just tried to do, she's just going to dispel it. So you're not going to be able to take advantage anyway.
Ow.
That's back up.
Yeah, that's
Full
an
reset.
instant regroup.
It'll take more than that to put me out of the fight.
Hypers, could you go Zarya here?
So yeah, you always want like maximum sightlines of both your team and the enemy team. So here, you are safe,
McCree will have a new ult.
kind of. McCree can kind of see you.
Zarya's hard charge here, my bad. Zarya has ult.
And you also need to call out that you hit someone with your nade, actually. That could have... I don't see exactly who that is. But you hit someone. That's definitely a target that you could have used speed boost on. But oh, yeah, never mind. Your Lucio used amp to heal you earlier, so that's unlucky too. Okay, yeah, it's their Lucio that's purple. No, wait, that was the Zarya. It's actually a valid kill target. Anyways, so staying in this position, it gives you such a small sightline of your team. And it shows here that since you can't heal the Ashe, and you can't see the enemy team either. So if you're standing on the in the back line of your team here, you can chuck nades, you can hit sleep darts, and you can see both your team and the enemy team. So it's important to be in cover, but line of sight is priority number one.
Ow.
That's back up. It's a 4 reset.
Yeah.
Ow.
And yeah, Lucy should
Almost dead.
almost never
Yeah, I'm gonna look for Shatter here.
never use amp it up unless it's to save someone in the middle of a fight. Like healing spam damage is Anna's job. It would have been fine. I would have been okay if it was a speed boost to get you over the bridge without taking too much damage. That's actually fine if you just wait for the amp again before you actually engage. But it looked like it was only to heal the Hanzo.
Alright, get ready to sound barrier.
Just keep pressuring Shatter. Just keep it right here.
Wait, was that called?
That shield's almost dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for Shatter here.
Alright, get ready to sound barrier.
Just keep pressuring
It already sound barriers. I actually said it.
Shatter. Just keep it right
But
here.
did you have amp speed? That is the question. Since you used amp to heal the Hanzo like 5 seconds earlier, so I think it's still on cooldown. So that's not a good idea. Like your team needs to actually be in range of dealing damage when if you're gonna use sound barrier as an offensive initiation tool.
That's 4.
So yeah, once again, your sound barrier is wasted and nobody can actually do anything until it's gone.
I'm sorry!
A nice high noon flag.
Is that... Uh,
And a nice boop from the Ash.
the only thing I could do in that moment.
I thought that was hilarious.
That's something we'll have to account for in general. Who's gonna take that on, you know? How do we call that out in that moment?
Well, that's something you
Alright,
can't
I have
really
bubble.
call out. There's not enough time. You just have to try and trust me. You just have to trust me.
Огонь по готовности! Go, домовой!
Maybe try to hit a sleep dart here
There's not
when you
How do we call
move
that
up.
out in that?
to try and trust me.
Like here you have the Zarya, you have the Mei, you have the McCree. Sleep darting into, since the payload is here and there's a wall here, like this area is pretty much impossible to miss a sleep dart. Like if you shoot it in the middle here, it's 99 times out of 100 gonna hit someone who stands here. Could move a bit further and try to sleep the Mei, I guess, but that's a bit risky. I like the nade. Let's see.
I have bubble.
There's not enough time. You just have to try and trust me. You just have to trust me.
Maybe it was a bit overkill to nade since he got shielded and you were spamming
Огонь
him.
по готовности! Go,
And you don't have amp heal either. And no sound barrier. Yeah, it's not worth it to mana. Good that you held it.
Oh god.
watching your back.
Alright, I'm about to get another Bob.
Try to remember to call your ults again, boys.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if anyone was talking about the enemy
This
ults.
fucking cock.
They used Moira ult, they used grab. So
We got one more push, boys. We can wait for Sandman.
Agree top right.
they have a Lucio. Are they playing? Oh, what the
Wait, we
hell?
can kill. No,
Are they
no.
playing Moira Lucio?
Freeze back in. Freeze back in.
Do they even have a defensive ult?
May on
May
left.
left.
Like if you speed boost in the nano boosted Reinhardt, could definitely work.
You're covered.
Alright.
Oh,
I'm just gonna wait.
No power down. Get in.
nice! I like that one. Good nade.
Look to your left, cross behind you.
Let's see here.
Alright.
In situations like this where he like jumps around, I would probably quick scope and just do one shot onto the Ash, since the front line needs more help at the moment. Let's see.
You're covered.
Yeah, when he jumps up, do a quick scope here, where you make the shot hit scan, so you're sure that it's gonna hit, and just heal him once, so he gets to like 75% HP or something. and then immediately turn your attention towards the front line. Because if you can hit a sleep or an aid here, that could change the tide of this match. So really, really good nade here though. Super lucky that the bubble was ready and it saves him. But you hit both the tanks and your main tank. That's exactly what you want to do with nades. And Nano is fine. Probably stayed a bit too long. Once you saw that the Zarya switched attention to you. Through his nade the Ryan and Nano is actually going to put him at full HP. So you don't need to shoot any shots into him. So here you nade and then you shoot. Yeah, you shoot twice. Are you even shooting a third time? Yeah. You're shooting the Ryan 3 times when he's actually at full HP. And you don't need to. So this gives time for the Reinhardt and the Zarya to move up into your face. I guess you were panic mode since it was a pretty scary situation. So tunnel visioning. So yeah, definitely just nade and Nano. It's gonna put him at full HP, 100%, and then you can put all your focus into hitting a good sleep dart. That gives your Ryan the opportunity to charge, or your Hanzo to set a headshot. And like here, this is also a super easy sleep dart target. The only way they can get to you is if they walk through this small choke. So this is a free sleep dart for you. So you hit it, but a bit too late, and you have to like flick it, and it makes the shots so much harder to hit than it has to be. So it's definitely a smart idea. Like I always use that as well when I play Ana. I try to retreat into like doors or stuff, so when the people are chasing me, they only have one avenue to get to me, and it makes sleep darting so much easier.
Tank, both tanks behind us.
You guys hold? Alright.
1 second.
Sorry, behind.
I'm sorry.
You actually managed to win the fight though with the help of the Nano Ryan. Nice nade! Holy
Bob on
shit.
deck.
Nice.
Kobe.
Throw Bob as soon as you can see it.
I like
I
it.
want to wait till.
It's fine, I like this position. This is good.
Right hand, Shadow.
Or this is good if they don't have any kind of long range character like a Hanzo Widow or something that can snipe you. If they do, then you should probably position yourself on the low ground so your range shield actually shields you.
Watch left.
Nice sleep dart. Unluckily, the Reinhardt pushed a little bit too far forward and got walled off.
Can you grab right side?
Nice combo.
Me.
Nice. Oh wait, did you reload there?
Me.
No, you ran out of bullets. Unlucky. Let's see here.
Can you grab right?
So yeah, definitely when you are not contested and you have a good sightlines over the fight, definitely hard scope.
Can you grab right?
You need every shot to hit because they are super important. I think this would have probably been a good idea when they grabbed here, and the Reinhardt has the shield up anyway. Would have probably been a good time to reload, because you have every spell on or every ability on cooldown. Yeah, I have 7 shots though, so maybe it's not worth it to reload. And you can't actually do any damage there. What sense do you have actually? Because this flick that you're doing onto the Ana here is makes me think that you have way too high sense. Because that wasn't even close. You flick from here to here when she was standing like right above your crosshair. I'm gonna have to ask you that later. maybe your sense is crazy. one of my friends that just started playing Overwatch is actually playing with with 800 in-game sensitivity and 3200 DPI. Oh my goodness.
Me.
You run out of bullets at just the right time. Or bad time, I guess, for you.
I'm coming back. I'm here. I don't know how to agree.
This is still winnable.
Nice, very nice.
Nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Did it.
Let's hurry this up. I gotta take a piss.
We can just ask them to leave.
So let's see the defense.
That guy. I think that's gonna be nice for you guys.
Oh, snap.
Okay, so you've researched some of the nade locations. I like this.
New most viewers, right, Sammy?
Wait, let me see how you actually did this.
Is this where you throw like a nade to get their spawn?
Yeah.
New most viewers, right, Sammy?
Let's see if it works.
Dude, 1,000 plus always. Come on.
Oh, snap.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Oh, that was a nice strike.
Oh, we're gonna win now.
Okay, so it hits the spawn doors, and I don't think that is actually a very useful nade. There are... I don't know them, and I actually should research them, but I know that there is a nade spot that lands like right here. And that is something that your team can capitalize on a lot harder and gives a lot more value than just getting 14 ult charge or something if you hit the spawn. I know there is a spot to make it land right in the middle of the choke here. I've seen ML7 do that sometime. Okay, so free pick.
Our sniper.
This position is fine. Though you need to be afraid since you know that they have a Reinhardt. So every time your Rein lowers his shield to throw a fire strike or something, you are in danger of dying. Since Hanzos are usually spamming the Rein shield at like head height. So if the Rein decides to lower the shield for whatever reason,
Guys.
they're gonna get a headshot on someone behind.
Oh my god.
Just keep that in mind. Now the Hanzo is dead, so it's fine to push up. Think about it for the next push. Let's see how you actually die.
The Ryan's by himself in the room.
Reaper's one.
It's a bait.
I mean, they don't have a Lucio, and they do not have a hero that can contest the high ground. Maybe Hanzo, I guess. You could, at least for one fight, you could position yourself on the high ground and throw a nade into their, like behind the Reinhardt. And that should trigger a speed boost all in from your team.
Dude,
If you hit like 2 or 3 people, that should be an instant team fight win.
Back up here a little bit.
They have a Moira as well, so like if you anti-nade their team, Moira is fucking useless.
They have a tracer now?
Okay, so they have a tracer.
Oh, Hanzo.
You're not gonna be caring so much about the tracer. Maybe 1 or 2 shots here and there, but it's gonna be the Lucius job to keep the tracer away from you.
Tracer's coming around the backpack.
Okay, wait,
I got it.
what happened here? Why did you stop shooting?
Oh, Hanzo.
I guess you were focusing too much on the tracer. Because here, you shoot the Hanzo once, and then... like both your Ryan and your Zarya are damaged.
The backpack.
I got
And your Zarya is actually gonna die here. Or is it the Hanzo? Oh yeah, your Zarya is actually gonna die. Maybe she would have survived if you had healed her instead of focusing on the tracer.
Volunteer nade Lucio, please, Red.
I got a shatter here.
Okay, this is I really like this. This takes into account like the 3 things I talked about last time. You have cover next to you, And you have a health pack behind you, you have your support next to you, and you have sightlines over your front line and the enemies. You can also see if they come flanking around on the right side and tell it to your team. If you have time, I would recommend getting up on the high ground like above here. But right now, this is the best you can do since the fight is gonna start.
You're covered.
I think, wait a second here. Your Reinhardt actually hit a shadow here.
I got a shatter here.
Hey, he's calling it. You got 2 picks. You hit. Okay, yeah, they hit the Rhine with the shatter here. So you definitely need to hit the anti-natal to the Reinhardt here. And then maybe try a sleep onto the Zarya. Healing the Hanzo can wait.
You're covered.
She's at.
You're powered up.
Yeah.
Get in there.
I would have also nanoed there. Since it charged, there was a pretty bad charge from the Reinhardt since you're already up by 3. There are 3 dead, and there is no reason for him to like risk. He doesn't need to make a high risk, high reward play, since you're already at a man advantage, and he almost dies. Forces you to waste your nano.
That was the most clutchest. That was the most clutchest nano.
So yeah, it wouldn't have been needed if it just
You just
didn't
started
charge.
running away. I'm like, no, you come back.
But since it did, then it was a fine nano. But now you're not gonna
It
have
was
nano
pretty
for the
close.
next fight, and that is gonna be a problem. They're gonna come up on some ult soon.
Oh man, good
Nice
job.
pick though.
Thank you.
Go. I'll keep you here.
Now I remember why I didn't like playing against you.
Zarya is like 70 charge here. Be careful.
Oh, you're actually.
Dragon on deck.
Okay, so you heard barrier destroyed here. The enemy team's Reinhardt shield is dead. That means throw this shit. This is an instant free win team fight if you just hit the Reinhardt and they don't have Zarya bubble and you speed boost your team into his face.
Watching your back.
Yeah, instead you only hit the Lucio with the nade, and he amps heal, so he didn't actually need to get healed anyway. I know you're not gonna have the offensive nade for the fight. I'm guessing it's gonna be a big one. Yeah. You're giving them way too much space for free. I think that's the problem. Like their shield died or got destroyed. That should
Now I remember why I didn't like playing against you.
should trigger your team to actually fight them.
Zarya is like
see,
70 charge here.
Yeah, here, barrier destroyed. Instantly. Move forward, everyone. Throw an anti-nade onto their front line. And it's an easy win team fight.
Oh, you're actually.
Dragon on deck.
Yeah, you just gave them all of this space for free when they had no Rhine shield. And you had your Rhine shield still alive. And then since your front line is backing up so much, like, you take a good position again. You have the health pack here, you have the wall, let's cover. You could take the same position as you did last time, behind at the door to the right. That would probably save you from this grab. You're way too close at the moment.
I throw Bob.
Nicely, but it doesn't help.
Bob.
Bob even died, man.
I know I didn't account for him getting sucked back into it.
Yeah, your best bet this team fight was, well, to not have been forced to use the nano, and then play aggressive onto the Zarya and force her to make a bad grab that would only like hit maybe the Ryan and the Zarya. And then you can nano one of them to keep them alive inside the grab. Since you didn't have a defensive support ult ready, you almost had a shadow ready. And like nanoing a high shard Zarya is also super good. So she gets her grab and you can win a team fight off of that. But yeah, like I said before, they were coming up on ults, and this fight was gonna be a hard one unless you hit some
What are
huge
you gonna do against that?
All soldiers.
some huge plays.
Feels bad.
Oh nice. The Zarya is actually... Here you don't need to play safe. You're taking cover immediately when you're 6 versus 1. So here you can just try to hit a sleep dart and start shooting him in the face.
I got Shatter for this fight. Or Shatter on deck. Zarya's in the castle by herself.
So
Just
yeah,
kill Zarya.
she definitely overextended way too much here.
Oh goddamn!
Okay,
son.
you're taking high ground this time. I like it. I like it.
I'm on the
Should probably take move even further so that your anti-nade can come from above. Because from this angle, you're never gonna hit the anti-nade. It's way too far from the actual fight, and it's in an angle that the rain shield can block. But if you throw it from above, then it's much easier to hit something.
high ground behind.
And you probably should have taken a fight like right here. You can have your Ashe and your Hanzo and your Ana standing on the high ground here, getting free shots into their front line, and just have the Reinhardt shield here, the Zarya right behind, and the Lucio. Remember that the enemy team doesn't have a Lucio. Sorry about that. So it's super important to recognize that you have the mobility advantage. So even if you hold super close like this, and they decide to like all in you or fight like really hard into your Reinhardt, then you can just speed boost out, and you can take like behind this corner, or just recharge your cooldowns, get some more barrier, get Zarya bubbles again, and then go in and fight again. So I'm guessing you're gonna give them free cart all the way here, then take a fight around the corner.
Take your medicine.
Ana's one. She's healed.
And you have your Lucio standing here on the high ground with the Ana that is in no danger from getting hit by anything. And you also have a health pack behind you, so you don't need the healing. Lucio should definitely be with the team here.
Tracer.
Watch out, Tracer
Oh,
behind.
you have a Tracer
I'm looking for Shatter.
enemy, that's true. I wasn't thinking about that. So that's actually pretty good. Then it's another reason to play together up on the high ground over here. If you have like Hanzo and Ashe and you up here, then a solo Tracer can't contest. Like the Ashe and the Hanzo can just deal damage to her, and she has to back off. So now your Lucio can't give speed value to your front line, since he has to protect you and you're alone up here on the high ground, and like the Ashe can't deal with the Tracer, the Hanzo can't deal with the Tracer, and you're letting them move the card for free.
You're covered. You're powered up. Get in there.
Oh,
Set Tracer behind us.
Where?
that's an overkill sound barrier.
You're covered.
Wait, what did you do with the nade here?
Oh, watch out, Tracer.
Oh yeah, heal yourself since the Tracer almost killed you.
I'm looking for Shatter.
Okay, I guess that's fine. You should try to hit a sleep dart here.
You're powered up. Get in.
If you hit the Zarya or the Ryan or something,
Set Tracer behind us.
it's a lot easier than hitting a zipping around Tracer, and it gives you the same amount of value. Like if you hit the Zarya or the Ryan there, your Ryan can charge, and it's an easy win. Wait a second, you got a pick here, right? Yeah, you got 2 picks, and you used Shatter, and Shatter actually hit. So there was no need for the nano boost here. Definitely no need for the Lucio,
Where? Oh, okay.
but it happens. Especially if he started like the holy shit, my voice. Especially if he started like the animation by jumping off here, then it takes a lot of time before he actually lands.
Sleep.
Hypers, you're going too far.
The Tracer got fucked. Alright, I'm going high ground again.
Grab
once
there.
again, I would say
Grab Reagan.
take positions really close here. Like they only have these 3 doors or 4 doors, 5 doors, I guess, that they can move out from. And if you're standing here, you can just, with the sonic arrow, know exactly when they're gonna come. Easy anti-nade, and then you fight.
Yeah, let's grab Dragon early this fight.
You healed.
Moira dead. Hanzo
I
dead.
see how hard the anti-nades are to hit. If you're standing up here, it's gonna be way easier, especially with the sonic arrow.
Save
Save
me.
it.
Yeah, save.
I'm slapped. I'm gonna need help.
I can't see you guys, Tinks. Tinks can't see you.
Come back, guys.
Tracer left.
Okay, I'm gonna come next to me, cuz.
And as well, if you were standing over here, you would
Sure.
see
I was
them
gonna go
if
help
they
out.
fight in that position. Nice shot.
Oh, she got away with 1, dude.
Oh shit.
Right hand shatter.
Hanzo
Yeah,
trying.
dragon.
And yeah, that another amp
Oh my god.
that only like heal spam damage or chip damage. Not worth it. Now he doesn't have amp to save you. Okay, so good that you jumped off. I like that. Since they have a Winston and a Tracer that can contest you, then you need
He's so
to
low.
be close to the team. But unfortunately, you didn't have amp. Let's see here. How did that unfold?
Dragon. Dragon on depth.
Okay, so you see the monkey coming. Jumps.
Oh my god.
Okay, don't try to sleep the monkey.
Hanzo
Yeah,
trying.
dragon.
Yes, sleep darting leaping monkeys is really easy and something you should practice in a custom game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, nice. Nade. Lucy is healing you up. No, Lucy is not healing you up. Okay, now he is. Yeah, mistake moving closer here. Saved yourself with a nade.
Listen, got me.
So, yeah. Run away from angry scientist.
Sorry.
In this situation, it's better to just tell your Ryan that you have to move back because the monkey is pressuring you. Always value your life higher than anyone else on the team, because you're the main healer. Without you, your team falls apart. So here, if you're the only thing your Reinhardt needs to do is take 2 steps back and stand here, and you can heal him from like 10 miles away. So I see that you want to like help your team since they used grab and you want to move forward, but you're super low and the nano monkey is scary, so not worth it. And the Lucio actually had boop ready, so even if he leapt after you, he could just get booped and you would probably survive. Since you actually went down to like 40 HP before he actually jumped you. You were at 90 or something when he started. When he first got to you.
He's so low.
Screen just froze. Sorry.
لسه في ناس لازم احميها.
So that's a regroup.
Dang.
That's fine.
My screen
I like it.
froze. There's times
Some
I
old
think
charge.
I don't think I can record sometimes.
You can definitely contest this, so
They
there's
have someone
no...
off the left
We
here.
should play a Reaper against.
Wait, was Lucio AFK or how did he die? He's standing
My
there.
screen froze. There's time I think it was just
Is he emoting?
I don't think I can record.
Unlucky.
Like I have to take it off.
They have someone off
Get
to
that
the left here.
We should play a Reaper against this.
Oh damn, dude, my stream is actually frozen also.
I got counter charge.
Yeah.
Sleep? Oh, that's unlucky.
Gosh.
Where did she come from? The question though is, how did the monkey actually get in that position? Like, you were walking away this way instead of looking at the doors, so you could have gotten information
We should play a Reaper.
that someone actually had entered into
Oh, damn,
this
dude,
part
my-
of the map. Because the monkey's hiding here, I think. And you would have definitely noticed that when you respawn.
Also.
But this splits your attention a
Get
lot.
counter charge.
Yeah, I don't.
Ooh, that hurts, that hurts.
Gosh.
Yo, Winston low behind. No. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the stream off. I
Let's
don't know
run
why.
over here.
Yeah, maybe as soon as the Lucio died, maybe the recontest wasn't possible since you didn't have a speed boost to get out of the.
Why is this?
What's it called? Get out of the choke.
Oh my god, Monkey and Tracer on the flank, dude.
Yeah.
Monkey.
Okay, let's see here. You go into panic mode and waste everything. Okay, so they're flanking around. He is
Oh my god,
dead.
Monkey and Tracer on the flank, dude.
Monkey.
And is Lucio amping heals? What is Lucio doing?
Tracer on the flank, dude.
Did he amp there? Okay, Lucio is...
Oh my god, Monkey
He
and Tracer
respawned in the other spawn
on the
or?
flank, dude.
Monkey.
Ooh, yeah. Another really big overshoot. I think you have too high sensitivity actually. Overshooting that much is definitely your sensitivity.
Tracer on the flank, dude.
Like, let's see this flick. You turn around 180 flick and big overshoot, big overshoot.
What the hell?
So yeah, you threw away. You could have probably had like 4 fights if you regroup properly, use speed boost to get to the cart and fight. So one before the doors get outside on the second phase when the tracer died and the monkey flanked inside. The Lucio died, not the tracer. You could have had one fight there, and then when the doors open, you get another fight in this corridor. And then, okay, well, maybe 3 fights at least. And then you get a last fight here, right before they actually cap. But instead, you barely got a single fight.
We can do this, boys. We can get them off.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Oh my. Oh. And it does.
Alright, I gotta find this.
Score 3-3.
Oh.
Come on.
Prepare your defenses.
Yeah, I gotta figure this
Select
out.
your hero.
What are you using to stream?
GeForce Experience. Oh no, not me.
Yeah, no, you. I meant you. I meant GeForce Experience. Try using slobs or OBS, because GeForce or Nvidia's write everything rather than using your CPU to process it.
Yeah.
And you should have headroom on it since you're on a 1080.
Okay.
So that's what I would just suggest.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Big.
Yeah, I got some alt charge
I
this
will
time.
get us home safe.
Enemy contact.
You got Sombra now?
Yeah.
I have
Play a little bit more defensively over here.
I'm asleep. Oh, Sombra's on me. Oh, thank you.
They got me.
Mantis.
I think that was actually a mistake. Should have let the Sombra out.
Defensively.
Shoot
You
you,
got Sombra now?
Yeah.
since that will wake you up
Play a
from the
little
sleep
more
dark.
defensively.
But anyways, let's see here. Don't be afraid to just spam shoot the Rhine shield here. Shit, my voice. I can't do this. My voice is cracking. I'm starting to get sick.
You got Sombra now?
Okay, so yeah. Here, like, it doesn't matter that they have a Sombra. You don't need to actually look for her until she starts shooting.
Yeah, I got some alt charge
I
this
will
time.
get us home
So here,
safe.
just spam the Rhine shield.
Enemy contact.
Spam damage that
You got
Rhine
Sombra
shield.
now?
Yeah.
I have
Play a little bit more defensively over here.
I'm asleep. Oh, Sombra's on me.
And yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
They got me.
I'm anti. Play safe.
Run low in the back.
I'm slept.
Come on, guys. Get there. Yeah, jump on.
I actually.
That sleep.
Jump on.
Wait, were they playing triple DPS?
Run low in the back.
I'm slept.
Definitely something
Safe.
that needs to be done a bit more is to press
Yes,
tab
for now.
and look
Yeah.
at their heroes.
Play a little bit more.
We can see now on the
defensive.
first 15 seconds of the game, but
Oh, Sombra's on me.
oh yeah, everyone dies since like that. You're sleeping and Sombra's on you. It's actually pretty fine in this situation. The problem is that your Reinhardt reacts to your call and lets everyone else die since he starts shielding you that's asleep.
They got me.
I'm anti.
But a Sombra can one-shot you from the sleeping state anyway. Unless she's like crouching in your face. But in that case she's gonna be vulnerable to the others hitting her.
Play safe.
They're unlucky. Go next. Is this everything? Okay,
Jump on.
that was it for this one.